Hello everyone, this is Jimmy and welcome to episode 27 of Multiblock Madness. Our shadow condenser, is that what it's called? Yeah, so we set up last episode, it's been running, and I am the proud owner of 565 midnight ingots. There's still plenty left for it to run through. I think all in all we were going to make, what did I give it, 4 stacks of input, which is 25-ish stacks of output. Look, we get a bonus one. Thanks for the bonus one. Tap a storage bus on that, and we will put these ingots to use on the next quest. So now we've accessed bigger tables. I think these will eventually get us up to the 9x9 crafting table. I'm not quite sure how far we can get at this very moment. Crafting those tables requires a thing called luminescence, and this is a block that's kind of one of those things in extended crafting that gives pack authors a way to present a given, a more or less any challenge of your choice. So in this pack, luminescence is made by crystallizing liquid sunshine. I think the use of this in Enero is to like make rain stop or something. But like a bed also makes rain stop, so it's kind of useless. Anyways, that's an interesting eutectic. NAC is what? Sodium potassium glowstone mixture. All right. Yeah, there's like 7. We gotta go through like 7 fluid mixing steps to get here. Cool. So first of all, where do I get my sodium and potassium from? Well, sodium, I think I do not have the dust stuff. There's a mechanism way to get sodium, right? It's really easy. Electrolyzing brine? Sure, I got tons of brine. Potassium, on the other hand, looks like a real journey. Couple ways to get it. We can ore leecher it out of magnesium ore. It is 1 in 20. That's not great odds. We can process it out of the various rock hounding clumps, although most of these are pretty light in potassium. So it's like 10%, 6%, whatever. And this is a very many step recipe. We can make it through quantum dynamics by some magic here, transmuting calcium into it. I think I'm going to go with the nuclear craft way here. So the goal ultimately is molten potassium. To get there, we make potassium hydroxide, which is made from potassium hydroxide, which is made from potassium hydroxide, which is made from potassium fluoride, which is made from yada, yada, yada. But basically we start with this carbobite, which is a diorite rock crusher byproduct. So I think I already have that. One of these here. Zirconium, fluorite, carbon. Okay, good. I have 25,000 of them. Is that laser disconnected? No, this is connected straight down. All right. But yeah, from here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 machines to get it to molten potassium. Would have saved me a lot of trouble if the game just let me electrolyze the what's it called? Potassium fluoride right off the bat. But nope, we have to turn it into potassium hydroxide before we can electrolyze it for some reason. Anyways, yeah, this chain of machines does that. Kind of funny. The only consumed input that produces this potassium is water, right? It's this carobite here is made exclusively from water because that's what the input to the rock crusher is, and then all the other consumed inputs are water. So technically, it's turning water into potassium, which I guess means it's free. The cost is the energy. It's quite a bit of energy. If I run all my machines at full blast, it's upwards of 1 million RF probably. But most of these machines aren't running full blast all the time either. But anyways, it's done. We make potassium here, and then I'm going to siphon off some of this extra brine. In fact, I'm already electrolyzing brine, aren't I? Yeah, here I was electrolyzing it for the chlorine, but I can start using the sodium now instead of just dump accessing it. Perfect. More machines to mix them together, then mix in the glowstone, then mix in the more glowstone and radiant dust, finally crystallize it, makes luminescence, and store it. I think the ultimate ratio of how much input to luminescence is actually extremely good because it's only 100 millibuckets per piece, and this step is also quite efficient. Something like that. I don't know. Anyway, the point is we have luminescence now, we make it very fast, and it is almost assuredly the system I built makes it like 100 times faster than we need it. But no harm in making it faster than needed, right? So now we should be able to make the catalyst. So starting from the beginning, we make a basic catalyst and a crafting table, and then we can upgrade it to the next tier. So start with it might have to be a crafting station. Let's read the quest. And a tinker's crafting table, yeah. We'll start with this. And there we go. That turns it into a basic table, and then we can use the next tier catalyst to go. So this is a 3x3 crafting table. This will make it a 5x5, 7x7, and 9x9. I imagine we'll need at least one of each of the ones along the way. View, and bam. Cool. What's next? Crystal-taint ingots. Alright, these are made in the 7x7 table, and they're a handful, huh? Empowered Inori, diamantine. It's not that bad, actually, just empowered blocks. Maybe it's time we swap our empower out, though, with the crafting core. So we can make the crafting core now. Now that we have luminescence, we can make the crafting core. And there's also, I believe, package extended crafting in the pack, which lets us automate the crafting core trivially if we have ender stars, which we can make as well. All right, so yeah, let's automate our crafting core with the combination package crafter. Wait, just kidding. We need a couple crystal-taint ingots before we can do that. So I guess we'll make our first batch of crystal-taint the old-fashioned way. By the old-fashioned way, I mean to have applied energistics still do all the crafting for me, except it can't do the last step. So what it'll do is spit all the ingredients into a chest, and then I do the crafting. So most of this process is just empowering various things. For now, our slow empower still gets the benefit of a time in a bottle, so it's not so slow after all. But then here we go. It's I made 50 ingots. I suspect once we craft 50 crystal-taint ingots, we should have enough to get to the point where we can start auto crafting crystal-taint. First 50. Good. So now that we have that, let's get our 51st one, I guess. The next quest is to do the Forge of the Heavens, but before that, let's make our crafting core. What's that thing called? This thing, the combination package crafter. It's like, oh, we need a ender crafter for this. Is there a packaged crafting variant of this as well? No, it doesn't look like it. That's a wait. Yes, there is an ender package crafter. Yeah, let's start with that then. So an ender package crafter, does it use, I guess it uses regular alternators, regular ender alternators, and this can more easily allow applied energistics to interface with the ender crafter. Let me show you. Before I can make the ender package crafter though, I still need to get these twilight ingots. So this uses carbonite from the Twilight Forest, which has a crafting recipe, but in order to craft it, I still have to kill a mob from the Twilight Forest. At that point, we may as well just go for the loot fabricator. I might have... No, I don't have a couple pieces from a quest reward. So I made the data model. We have to kill a Darkwood creature to level it to basic. Let's make a quick trip to the Twilight Forest. And flying through that jungle there is... the jungle of my base, that is difficult. This Twilight Darkwood matter is useful too because it also gives armor shards. This is what makes Night Slime, and I mean the other stuff not so much. But I don't have I didn't have an automated source of Night Slime until now. Set up your Ender package crafter as you would a regular Ender crafter, with all the alternators around it, except put a unpackager next to it and make sure to connect both of them to power and the ME system. Then you'll need a package recipe holder. This can be anywhere, and we'll want to register ender packages for, let's start with the Twilight Ingot, this one, and this one. So you can, oopsies, as long as you set the type, you can click the recipe in from JEI. Oh, wrong one. Click the recipe in from JEI just fine. You want 2 package recipe holders, save the recipes onto these, and we're ready to go. Put one of these into the packager. This is what makes the packages, and then one into the unpackager. So an item package is, in fact, I believe I can just request the package itself. A way of taking, 4 of these, one of these, one of these, one of these, one of these, and turning it into a single item. And that's what the packager does. You can use it just like that and route this around as a single item if you like. However, the unpackager, if you put the recipe holder in here as well, it'll automatically register the unpackaging recipes for you. So I could manually take this package and do whatever I like with it, use it as basically an atomic set of these items, and then send it to an unpackager to unpackage. The unpackager is the only automated tool that can open these. You can also shift right click them to open them, but you usually only do that to clean up leftover packages. Anyways, that's to make an endist star. So now we see there's a recipe for the endist star that's automatically registered by the unpackager. The unpackager, because of the type, knows that it's crafts in this thing. So now when I order an endist star, the package gets made, it gets sent here, it gets unpacked, which should jam it into the ender package crafter. Where are we? Oh, is it just done already? All right, hold on. Let's order a few more so we can actually watch the process run. There we go. And then the ender package crafter crafts. Wait, do I not need these? Is this such a bait? No, I do need them. Okay. It's crafting way faster than I expected it to with that number of alternators. Maybe it's also just baseline faster than a regular ender package crafter. I don't know. Anyways, let me put these back real quick. So when the crafting is done, the final product is automatically extracted and placed into the ME system, which marks the craft as finished, and then we carry on with other recipes. The combination package crafter is the equivalent for the crafting core, so it does these the crafting core recipes, which are, generally speaking, with the exception of this one to make bedrock, all have 4 side items, and they're just copies of the Empower recipes. But unlike the Empower, the thing is fast. So the combination version of it is the same. It uses its own pedestals. It uses these marked pedestals instead of just basic ones. I think that's because it matters, where items go. Well, it matters that the items go onto the link pedestal, whereas for this thing, the alternators just have to exist. But that's why you have to use its special pedestals. It automatically links to nearby pedestals. I think it has a range of 3 or something like that. Likewise, it has its own unpackager, and just as a matter of personal preference, I like to have one packager and package recipe encoder for each type of crafting task. So like for the 3x or the 5x5 tables, 7x7, 9x9 tables, for each of these they'll have their own set of package encoder and packagers, so that I don't get the recipes mixed up in the recipe holder too badly anyways. So combination crafting, we're using this to make the various empowereds. Just drop the recipe on like this. It understands what item goes in the center, what items go on the side. Save, and then I'll go through all the various, I guess there's 6. I think we're going to need Empower Canola too, so I'll go through all 7 Empower recipes. As before, put one package there, or one holder in the unpackager, one in the packager. I don't think it matters whether or not you have blocking mode on or off there. Then we just have to take our old recipes out, so we no longer need you to do any of these. Let's leave you there, just disconnected, in case we need to turn that on for some reason, like this doesn't work. But let's give it a test. Empowered, I don't know, go with the Nori, 100 of them. No? 100 of these. 100 of these. Alright, come on, bread? Missing bread of all things? We can do 20. Fine. But I should get this thing to start crafting. Let's see. Once it starts making these, we can observe whether or not this works. It should work. I think I did it right. Taking a lot longer than I expected. I guess it's cooking osmium. I should really set up passive osmium cooking. Oh, there it goes. All right, and yeah, it crafts almost instantly with, effectively speaking, no item routing. That's a beautiful thing about using packaged auto for the combination core here. You literally don't have to route items. Like there's not a single item movement thing involved, with the exception of applied heuristics. But just like that, extremely fast, extremely easy empowered blocks. Same idea for the 7x7 and 9x9 crafting tables. Packaged auto with package extended crafting really takes the awfulness out of extended crafting. So with that, we can auto craft the crystal-taint ingot again, I think. And this time, it does it all. It truly does it all by itself. There's not that, you know, tiny little manual step involved. So it does all of those. And then it should hit the package crafter, and it's all hands off from me. Yep. And if this process is too slow for you, which the speed is fine for me, an unpackager can also, you know, you can just put multiple package crafters around it. That applies to all of these as well. And in fact, we can probably surround this unpackager with 4 ender package crafters and make that fast. This is the only step that's even a little bit slow, but I don't think it's slow enough that I truly care. So at this point, I think I'm content to say we are done with automation of the extended crafting stuff. Let's see about making a Forge of the Heavens. 16 highly advanced frames, huh? That doesn't look that bad. We need a lot of fiery. Probably means I need to get that deep mob learning going as well. I don't have Octine, I think. Do I have Octine? The level up Armado, I have to kill something in the Twilight Swamp, and the only thing I can find here is a Hydra, so I guess we just kill the Hydra. Yeah, that was pretty easy. Looks like we're gonna hit a couple snags while making our Forge of the Heavens. The blocks it uses, there's a long list of them, and some of them are pretty complicated. So far, I've made it to the mechanism laser acceptor. This is just effectively an energy input port, but it accepts mechanism laser energy instead of regular energy. Sure, whatever. So this has to be made in an assembling machine. I already have one. However, my assembling machine is filled with nitrogen, and I believe this requires it requires the exact same thing. Never mind. I don't know why I thought that we needed our second assembly machine already. That already got a different item. Okay. However, that's not where it ends. The reinforced machine casing here needs the combination crafting is easy. We just set that up. However, tungsten carbide and titanium alumide. That's an awful deal to make. Actually, is it? 1 ingot? All 4 rods come from 1 ingot, right? 2 ingot and 2 plates. So it is 4 ingots. It's just more work. So how do I make tungsten carbide? I hope it's... Okay, no, we can just make that in an alloy smelter. And titanium alumide. Also just an alloy smelter. Okay, not much to worry about there. The tricky one, though, is this tinnite plate. Tinnite is a rock hounding alloy, and it's not made in the alloy mixer. Dun dun dun. It's made by vapor deposition chambering oxygen and ammonia onto titanium. Thankfully, oxygen and ammonia are relatively easy to make. The nuclear craft ammonia can be substituted here, which is just hydrogen and nitrogen. So let's start by making those inputs, I guess, the hydrogen, nitrogen, and whatever else, and then build ourselves a vapor deposition chamber. Making the oxygen and ammonia is pretty easy. So ammonia, again, just react hydrogen with nitrogen. I have electrolytic separator, making hydrogen and oxygen. The hard part is getting them into the mode that rock hounding wants. So rock hounding works in gases, mostly. But when I say gases, I don't mean mechanism gases. I mean its own special, unique snowflake. You know, every snowflake is unique, right? So these are like rock hounding gases. I don't know. Anyways, to get ammonia into the tank, then what I have to do is use a transposer to convert ammonia to ammonia. Send help. But the transposer will not accept fluids directly from a fluid laser. I have no clue why. So I went fluids to the fluid laser. Or I'm just using the fluid laser to transfer fluids because there's no wires. It's neat, but forget it. Goes into here, like this is liquid ammonia. It becomes like a different type of ammonia, I guess. But that's a type of ammonia that rock hounding accepts. So I can pump that into the pressure vessel. There's ammonia available to our reactor. Sweet. Oxygen, though, is... I have to be doing something wrong here. But the tank knows it wants oxygen, right? It wants specifically nuclear craft oxygen. That's what the transposer is for. It can convert oxygen into the right type of oxygen, right? Because it has to be gaseous oxygen, and nuclear craft oxygen, remember, is not a gas, it's a fluid. So I have oxygen coming from my electrolytic separator, but this is mechanism gas, right? There's no way to go directly from mechanism gas to rock hounding gas unless I overlook something, because even the gas pump is like, nope, not connecting, not connecting to mechanism gases. So anyways, let's put you back. So what I have to do, what I have to do is take the mechanism gases, convert them to, mechanism liquids via the rotary condenser. I think that's the right way to put it. No, I said, hey, whatever. I'll rotate it later. Now I have mechanism gases. However, I can take I have mechanism fluids. I can take mechanism liquid oxygen, but now it's liquid oxygen, and it won't turn it into a gas. It'll only turn it into another form of liquid oxygen. So now I have to take liquid oxygen and gas condenser it? Wait, the other way around. I have liquid oxygen, and I have to run it through a gas condenser to turn it into oxygen, or through an expansion chamber to turn it into oxygen. Why do you have to be so please tell me I'm doing something wrong. If I'm doing something wrong, I take back the mean things I'm not even being mean. I think these are fair and reasonable critiques. Why can't you be normal like the rest of us? There's fluids. Use fluids. So the expansion chamber is a machine that is clearly beyond my understanding. It doesn't connect to piping on either the input or the output. And I had a thought that perhaps it has to connect directly to a pressure vessel, but pressure vessels have their inputs and outputs on the sides only. How would you connect it on top? None of this makes any sense at all. And of course, the book, which is pretty good documentation-wise, it doesn't mention anything about converting between all the different forms. It's like, yeah, you can convert between, it's supported, I swear to God. But there's literally not even a page about the expansion chamber. Like, not here under utility blocks. Not a tier 1 machine. Now, there is a transposer here, right? This tells you all about the transposer, but it doesn't really. I mean, it told me enough about the transposer for me to figure out how to use it to do the ammonia. But anyways, where were we? Tier 2? Nope. Tier 3? Nope. Tier 4? Nope. So, how am I supposed to use the expansion chamber? If all else fails, solve the problem a different way. It wants nuclear craft oxygen. Gosh darn it, I'll give you nuclear craft oxygen. If we make the advanced rocketry electrolyzer, it makes nuclear craft oxygen. We can also use the nuclear craft electrolyzer, but we pipe that in the same way. We still have to convert from oxygen to oxygen. It's going liquid to gas, and then it gets piped in. And now our titanium. So, happening here? Pressure? I don't know what pressure is, but yeah, our titanium is turning into tinite. And I think this is a unit of how long it takes, I guess. Dang, it takes a long time for it to build up this pressure. I think there's a way we can speed that up with the casing upgrade. Reduces the pressure loss from operations. Hydronalium, you say? Aluminum, magnesium, manganese. Do we have manganese? Yes, we do. We'll put that casing upgrade here, and that should reduce the pressure loss when we do an oper. Oh no, that increases the rate of pressure gain. Effectively the same thing, right? And then our temperature gain is very fine because our power station here can just pump it full of energy. Cool. So this is relatively quick in making tinite now. I don't even remember how much I needed. 4 plates for 4 ingots of it. Now look at that. We have 4 ingots of it. Not too much further down the line, we hit our next snag. The highly advanced machine frames, we need a total of 16 of these. They do come from City Loot, which is where I have the 3 already. However, they require niobium ingots. Everything else I have. So just to make sure, the niobium in these frames is not optional. It's for, well, I suppose it is optional insofar as I could loot for them, but they're a required part of super alloy gears because there's no way to make niobium super alloy without niobium titanium. So, 2 ways to make niobium I found. There's the dust from quantum Minecraft dynamics and the dust from rock hounding. The rock hounding one, I think we have to do this chemicals extractor of shards step at some point anyways. So I'm thinking this will be the way we go to try to get niobium. It's a relatively rare thing in all of these shards, but I mean, I guess it's 25% of uranium. So okay, this is option A, is to do shard processing. Option B is nuclear fuel processing from nuclear crafting. This is quantum Minecraft QMG's option, where we have to do something. I don't quite understand what this JEI page even means. And option 3 is to set up ore leeching for 0.1 per uranium, but I think I have boatloads of uranium. So anyways, I think option 3 is the easiest, but option 1 is something that we have to do sooner or later anyways. So let's start working towards the chemical extractor, basically processing of uninspected minerals today. I doubt we'll finish the entire line, but let's see how far we get. So first things first, we have to mineral sizer it. Mineral sizer is pretty easy to build. It's 5 blocks, 4 blocks, 5 blocks. So technically a multi-block. We have to supply it with gears of some sort. So there's various tiers of gears, but I think dark steel is the best we can do for now. The higher tier you go, the more it can crush before it breaks. So there's up to vanadium steel, which is 128, but 32 stacks is a lot. They are enchantable as well. Anyways, this is what I don't quite understand. There's a value called comminution. I'm probably slaughtering that pronunciation. And I think it's like how big or how much crushing you're doing. And what you get is, or the output, I think is I'm not sure if it's random based on what, I mean, let's just find out, right? So I took our good speed upgrade we got from a quest, put it in here. I'll set it to 6, and let's just run a single one. And it's pretty fast. So it goes through, gets crushed, gets extracted. We got sulfide. Do I only get sulfide at 3? Let's just run a few more. Looks like I'm always getting sulfide here, I see. And then if I want 4, if I set it to 4, I imagine I will always get oxide. Is that true? Okay, so it is not random. What if I set it at one that doesn't have something? It just doesn't run. Got it. Some, I guess, are a little bit random. There's, multiple possibilities. Let's see if we get both or just... And no, it looks like it randomly selects between the two. Or maybe sometimes we get both. But yeah, okay. Cool. So this is step one. Step two is to take these various gangs. Is that how you spell it? Gang, or pronounce it gang? And process it through a leeching vat to turn them into shards. I think that's what we want to do. So for this we need, oh no, I have to put chemicals into, fluids into this. All right. The fluids that go into the leeching vat actually seem to mostly be, honest to goodness, legitimate fluids. The water, it just accepts water. And the sealed vats here, I can pump fluids into them, as like first-rate regular fluids. I don't have to go through the pressure vessel as a gas. I think the pressure vessel is to intake gases, and this just like is a native intake for fluids. Anyways, I'm on the last of these fluids, and it's sodium hydroxide. So there's only one form of sodium hydroxide, that's the rock hounding one, and it's made with brine, water, in a electromagnetic CSTR, constant stirred, I don't know, stands for something. Anyways, I'm so close to being done with it. I have, massive brine towers all over the place, right? So I have brine being pumped into the fluid input system here. This is where we input both the primary and the secondary, so both the brine and the water. The thing is, I can't get this filter. Well, it'll automatically fill both sets with brine, and it's really annoying. So I'm trying to make it fill the second with water, right? And to do so, I think the best way to do it is to filter it. So use a filled ampule to set. So this is what the Fluidpedia is for. I can take a sampling ampule and fill it. And now this is a water sampling ampule. Right, look at the MBT data, it says fluid is water. The text says sampled fluid water. Look what happens when I hit the E button and reopen my inventory. It's not water anymore. How did my water ampule become an acrylic acid ampule? I literally can, I can't see it even behaves as acrylic acid. So now I can void the excess brine, but I can't pump water in anymore because it's, my filter is not water. I have one potential idea, and that is rely on latching. So if I turn that off for now, clear the filter, will you input water? Might have to be through the top. Shoot. If I have to input, do you accept input bottom? So I might have to put both inputs the same side. I can still work with that. If I can, let's test it first. If I can get water into you, no, it's still not accepting water. Dang it, why? I think it's just rock hounding not playing nice with fluid lasers, and that's fine. I can work around that. So now we're inputting both brine and water into these tanks. Neither are filtered, but they're latched, right? As long as neither tank empties out, they will stay on what they currently have. So if I turn this on, good. I think it's starting to stir. It is really slow without a speed upgrade. Let's make it a speed upgrade. I can only craft up to tier 4. Right? I can only craft up to tier 2 for now, I guess. I'll make a better one. But I should just have more BAM ingots waiting in my here, right? I was crafting. Nope, that's not BAM. Alloyed up another batch of BAM so that we can make a speed upgrade. Drop this, that slot. Yep. And then this outputs sodium hydroxide down here. Perfect. So I just have to get sodium hydroxide to there. Such a perfect use for lasers, but they just don't play nice with lasers. I guess we'll just run an ender fluid conduit. Now, according to JEI, the leeching vat, whatever, takes one more input, and I, for the life of me, can't figure out where it goes. So the leeching thingy says it takes water vapor as an input, and I'm kind of out of places to input fluids. Oh, maybe that's what the tanks are for. Hold on, that makes a lot of sense. That I have to send water vapor into those. Let's see what happens if I put this here. So I have to pick a specific gravity level. I think that's to filter what we get out of this. So this can produce various different shards, and as long as the specific gravity is within the range that we select, we can, we have a chance to get that shard. But anyways, yeah, I think I have to pump water vapor into these pressure vessels. All right, so let's figure out how to get that. Pretty easy way to make steam is with a steam dynamo. So it just burns fuel for steam. What we can, or as long as it has a boiler augment in it, rather. So anyways, I have a thing to turn it off when the tank gets sufficiently full. But this makes steam, convert it from steam to water vapor using a transposer, and then dump that into these pressure vessels. So they both have water vapor, which is I think what I want. And with that, I think we have all the components. So a vat of water, a vat of hydrochloric acid, a vat of sodium hydroxide. They all have an agitator. I think we're good to go. Hopefully we can just turn you on. I don't know what number to pick, but sure, as long as there's something in the range. And go. And go. And no go. Let's put a speed upgrade in case it's just taking a long time. Do the thing. Still no go with the upgrade. So I think the issue is that I need a leeching filter here as well. The base filter, but it's called an upgrade. I kind of expected this to be like an optional slot, right? Because it's labeled upgrade. I don't know. Let's see what happens if we put the upgrade in. Okay, no, that wasn't it. So what's wrong with my machine? Anyways, having the upgrade reduces the, I think, the range. Yeah, that we're filtering so that we can more accurately target, specific shards. If we really want, I'm not gonna say that word. But why isn't this machine running now? You have all your inputs, right? Water vapor, sodium hydroxide, hydrochloric acid, water. This is an output tank. Oh, wait. No, that doesn't tell me. Oh no, I'm linking my global traveler. So, if you're lost, read the documentation. How to use the leeching vat. Add an ingredient to the input and provide the additional material. I think that's the step I'm doing wrong. What exactly is the additional material? According to this, there's no other inputs. So what am I supposed to put in this slot? And I noticed there was a similar slot in this machine, right? There's this slot here. It says ingredient recycling. That's linked to it, but I don't know what goes in it. And it wasn't required in this machine. So what is the additional material? Send help. The machine gives no indication that anything is wrong either. It's like, no, yeah, no go. I'm not like missing red text, right? It's not like the alloy, or where's my alloyer? Where if you don't have the inputs, it'll tell you, let me show you what exactly I mean. Once we eat up enough of the stuff, it'll like one of these lines will turn red and say, hey, you're missing aluminum, or you're missing, there we go. It'll do that and tell you what you're missing, which is nice. If something's broken, I expect the game to tell me what it is. All right, well, I'm gonna do some poking around, I guess. Hopefully make this thing a little less sad. Honestly, I've tried everything I can think of, with or without the server. Still no good. I tried replacing our power station in case, I don't know, maybe we had a busted power station. So, place a new one. I tried it full powered and induction powered, right? No go. I tried swapping out all the slurry agitators for the ones that are actually part of the rock hounding mod, in case these were broken for whatever reason. Nope. I replaced all the leeching vats to make sure they're in the right position, facing the right direction. And the specimen collector, nope. One of the weird things is, so right now I'm like 80% sure the multi-block's correct, but if I remove, say, these two components, right, I'm 100% sure the multi-block is wrong, and it doesn't tell me that. It's like, yep, no, I got no info for you, buddy. Good luck. So like it's entirely possible that I've just got the multi-block built wrong and I have no clue what's wrong with it. The only thing I can think of is maybe I have blocks facing the wrong way, but these arrows indicate the which way to face while placing it, right? So like when I placed my leeching controller, you know, I was facing this way, which means these 3 blocks face the same way. And lastly, the specimen controller faces that same way. So if put that there, like that's the same way I just had it. Put the buffer tank on top of it. Why you do this to me? Only possibilities I can think of is that something goes in the upper left corner slot, or I don't know. Let's double check our fluids are right. Sodium hydroxide, unlabeled one, water. Sodium hydroxide, the unlabeled one, but I think every leeching recipe uses hydrochloric acid here. Yeah, and there's only QMD hydrochloric acid, right, which is what I'm inserting. There's only one hydrochloric acid in the pack. So this is hydrochloric acid and water. These two are both water vapor, as instructed. The server I've tried, you know, with and without. Wait a second. You're on the wrong side. Wait, no, you're not. Something's on the wrong side. The power generator goes on this side guaranteed because that's where the 2 dots are. I think I got it. Because the power station is opposite side the pressure vessels, and I have my pressure vessels on the... Oh my. Alright, figured it out. It's working. All I had to do was not build the multi-block wrong. Oh my gosh, I feel like such an idiot. But at the same time, I only take like 80% responsibility for this because I feel like something should have told me, you know, hey, your multi-block's wrong. But it is what it is. We are now processing our gangs into shards. So specifically, what was I after? Niobium. Let's at least make a shard that has niobium instead of a random shard. What shard has high niobium content? This has 12%, 11, 6, ooh, 24%. I want that one. Ooh, no, I want this one, 33%. Wait, I want that one, 42%. All right, so columbite is from oxide, and it is specific gravity 6.3. So what I want to do is first get oxide. That's done here by selecting for, what is oxide? 4. Turning this on. So this will process output to here. Oxide gateway. I'm going to pronounce that different every time. And now we process that in 6.3 specific gravity. So I want that there. Ooh, there's a lot to pick from. All right, well, we're gonna have to roll for it. What was the other option? This one is also oxide. Oh, okay. At 7.0. So let's make both of those in range. It is. Wow, our range is just too big. But outputs. Yes. So we are getting various dusts now, and various shards. We got one of these. Nice. So now that we have this, I just have to make another multi-block with 2 more chemicals to actually get the dust out. But I think we're way over on time today because I spent forever trying to make this leecher thingy work. So that'll be where we pick up next time to finish off the production of niobium to make whatever. I've already forgotten why we did it, honestly. I turned the edit mode on the quest to try to figure out maybe there was a clue in here. Nope. All right, whatever. We're done. I hope you enjoyed the journey, hopefully a bit more than I did, if we're being honest, but hey, it's solved. See you next time. Bye-bye.